We're going to go over how to set up QuickQuote 4.0 to be used in a multi-user environment. In this video, we're going to go over how to set it up to where you're actually going to be using Google Drive. Using Google Drive is a perfect solution for shops that are not going to really be utilizing the program from more than one computer simultaneously a lot. And the reason I say that is because you have a sync lag time to Google. So if you're going to have people really working a lot at the same time on multiple computers, you want to basically not use Google Drive and just use a standard network setup on your local area network. That way you get real-time updating between them. There's no sync lag. But if you're going to use Google Drive to where you're not going to be really keying in a lot of information simultaneously from two locations, I mean, there can be, 20, 30-second lag time. So, but like I said, the Google Drive is a perfect way to do this, especially if you're going to install it on a laptop and you're going to take it out, you're going to go to a customer's and things like that where you have access to the network, to the internet, or even if you don't, it will allow it to sync up when it comes back. But there again, just be mindful that using Google Drive can have its downfall. Setting up Google Drive to use it through Google Drive in a network environment or to set it up on a local area network is basically the same. The only difference is that we're using Google Drive as the gateway to pass it through in this video, and you would just use a regular LAN network drive for that. Well, the first thing that we're going to do is we need to make sure that we have a Google Drive account set up with Google, and that we also have set up the Google Drive utility on each PC that is going to access Google Drive. So we want to make sure we have that done first. Once we have that done, what we want to do is we want to come in here and we want to either select the network or the computer, either way, and we're going to right click on that and we're going to map a network drive. I found this to be the easiest way to do it instead of coming in and trying to go straight to the folder. And let's just browse out to this. And we're going to scroll through all this junk, and we're going to get to the Google Drive. And like I said, this is, you set this up to start with. Now I've got it set up to use Z Drive. You can select any available drive here that's available, and it really doesn't make a difference. In this example, we're just going to go ahead and leave it set at Z Drive, and we're going to have it reconnected login. And so now what we have is Z Drive set up, and so if we go to the computer and stuff, we'll actually see Z Drive down here. Now, over in the Google Drive I don't have the QuickQuote 4.0 in there. If you're installing QuickQuote and you installed it originally with the first installer, it's going to default to install to C Drive, and it's not going to give you the option. I went ahead and changed that to where, if you have the latest installer, it will allow you to select it. So you would set up the network drive first and then install to that. But it really doesn't make a difference. What we're going to do is we're going to go just over in our C Drive, and you'll have to excuse me, I've got a lot of stuff in mine, and we're going to select the QQ40 directory, and then we're going to bring it over here to Z Drive, and we're going to paste that in. and we're going to let that go ahead and be transferred over to the Google Drive. Now, what this is doing is the Google Drive is actually a local folder under your username on the computer. And so the files are actually stored locally on your computer, and they're just synced back up. With QuickQuote 4.0, it installs the runtime on the system drive, which would be your C drive, and only the files that need to be available to be shared are installed in the QQ40 directory. If you're using the latest installer, you can just select this particular drive. So we've got that in there now. Now, we're going to drop out of this a second. We installed QuickQuote to C drive, and so we have an icon here. We want to go ahead and change this so we to go to the current location. So we're going to select properties, and what you want to do in here, if we come up to the home, this first part where it's got C drive SCS system QQX, you do not want to change that. What we want to do is everything here in this quotes was referring to the directory QQ40. We want to change that to Z drive, or the drive letter that you mapped in the network. And we want to make sure that should be 2 locations in there. And we want to click Startup and Z drive, okay, for that example. So we're going to make those changes here. If you use the latest installer and you selected your mapped network drive where you have it tied to Google Drive, you won't need to make these changes. It will automatically configure the icon, the desktop icon, correctly for that. So we want to go ahead and click Apply, and then we click OK. Now, when we bring this up, it's actually going to start QuickQuote up and the Z drive, and you have to excuse me, it's on the other screen, so I'm going to so once that's logged up, now we've got QuickQuote running, and I know you can't see the whole screen here, but this is actually running on Z drive, and any changes I make here now are automatically going to be sent up to Google Drive, and so it's acting like it's local, but it's also syncing to Google Drive. We'll go over in another video how to set up the workstation to use the same processor using Google Drive. Now, the steps will be the same if you're using it on a local area network as it will be if you're using it on Google Drive. The only difference is that we're pushing it across the LAN. If you're not using Google Drive, and if you are using Google Drive, we're pushing it across a mapped network drive to Google Drive. And the good thing about it is that both computers can run totally standalone. They'll sync back together once Google Drive is up. But the problem with Google Drive is because there's that sync delay, and there's the capability that you can make changes when you're not connected to the internet, whoever has the latest data will be the data that's retained on Google Drive, and whoever has the oldest data will not. So if you made changes out while you're not connected to the internet, and somebody else makes changes after that on one that is connected to the internet, that is the copy that will retain there, and your information won't get across. So that's very important that you remember that if you are going to use Google Drive. Other than that, it's a great solution for small shops that are not going to be updating data a lot. Or if they are, not going to be updating data a lot at the same time from multiple locations. If they are, using a LAN is better. But other than that, we'll call this video done, and we'll include how to set up on the workstation on another computer and link it to Google Drive so that we're sharing data in multi-user mode.